What's going on, you guys? This is Aaron from Departures Capital, and welcome to the video. In this video, we're talking all about the gold markets, and I saw some news, so I wanted to talk to you guys about it, and it's actually about M&A activity in the gold and silver sector. So we're going to be talking about 3 companies that could potentially be M&A targets. Now, there's tons of small cap companies out there, so these are just 3 that I'm, potentially suggesting. It's just my opinion, but I think at the end of the day, there's going to be a ton of M&A activity in the gold and silver sector, in the mid cap to exploration companies. As you know, I think a lot of these gold companies are actually eventually going to run out of reserves, so they're going to have to make some strategic acquisitions. We see this in any bull market. As a bull market, starts to move higher and higher, companies start to look forward, and let's hope that it's not like the green sector of 2017 to 2018, where we saw a bunch of M&A activity and then the market pretty much rolled over. So I think the fundamentals are a little bit stronger for the gold market than that sector, but we can't predict the future, fingers crossed. And these are your market minutes, so we're also going to be taking a look at what's happening on the trading day. So overall, it is a red day for the markets, but it's a green day for the gold and silver sector. Gold is holding on to 1850, and we're going to be taking a look at all the key levels. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Let's get straight into this video. 2 quick things before we do that. Last but not least, if you do support me, the channel, and all of the videos, the first thing I need you guys to do is to smash that like button. It helps my videos so very much, especially with the algorithm. Along with, if you haven't had a chance to subscribe yet, but you appreciate constant daily updates on the gold and silver sector and all the other stocks that we talk about, the markets in general, all the interviews that we do, then of course don't forget to catch that subscribe button and ring the market bell for notifications. And let's get straight into your daily market recap, which is your market minutes. And first thing I wanted to say was we're going to be dropping a ton of sponsored content. Tomorrow we're dropping 2 videos. One is an interview with Tarachi Gold. The second interview is an interview with Reyna Silver's CEO. Very awesome interview. So check those out. They'll be dropping at 9 and 12. And then we're going to shoot our market minutes for you guys later on Friday afternoon. And then Saturday or Sunday, we're going to be dropping Trillium Gold's CEO interview. So there should be some interesting news coming up with Trillium Gold. So we look forward to covering that as we continue to work with them. So that's the updates when it comes to our sponsored content. And let's get into comment of the day. So the first thing I wanted to say was thank you for all the comments and all of my peoples who actually made it to the end of the video. It's nice to see some of you guys watching right till the end. I understand that not everyone can watch straight to the end. But for you guys that do, appreciate that. And for anyone who doesn't, use the timestamps. They're in every single video if you don't want to watch the entire thing. First comment of the day goes to Gary Jackson. I live in Washington State, holding on to AG, GLDG, MTA, and AAAU. Thank you for such interesting and informative videos, and it's my pleasure as we continue to cover this sector. Second comment of the day goes to DV. Are you not tired of the same clickbait every day? And I beg to differ, because clickbait usually is a video not related to the topic or the title or the thumbnail. Now, with that being said, we talk a lot about gold and silver, and I understand that, and there hasn't been as much diversity when it comes to the topics, but when I focus on one sector, that tends to be how it is. So I can't please everyone, but I just wanted to address that. And we will cover different topics, different sectors, which brings me to my next point. For Departures Stocks, that's what Departures Stocks is all about. That's my vision for Departures Stocks, me being able to pump out the videos and talk about many different topics. So we will be dropping at least 2 new videos on the channel within 24 hours. We're going to be dropping a video on uranium. We're going to be dropping a video on copper. I want to start talking about different commodities, and more so, more than just commodities. It's not just going to be commodity based, also growth stocks and just stocks in general. So we have rebranded the channel. We just spent some time today taking some new thumbnail photos, so just trying to jazz it up. And I will in fact work on the actual streaming template to make the videos more exciting with a little bit more editing going into it, because as you guys know right now, it's just your simple streaming template. So I plan to improve on the content with Departure Stocks. Thank you so much, guys. Let's get this channel to 500 subscribers. So subscribe to Departure Stocks, and we're going to do one more comment of the day, and that will be it. So be cool. Last comment of the day. Love your channel. BlackRock Gold is a steal right now. Big ounces in Nevada. So it's been a very interesting stock to watch over the last little while. We did do a CEO interview, and we've covered the stock for a little bit. So thank you for bringing that up. And let's get into the rest of this video. So like I said, guys, 2 videos going on departure stocks, and we're gonna, I'm gonna spend a couple hours today coming up with some new information, different ratios, different ways to value companies, and really just increasing the value once again on my videos, because I feel like we kind of got into a comfortable spot where we just kind of look over the company, skim the investor presentation, and then it's on to the next company. But I want to get into a little bit more thorough analysis, providing more information, and just providing more value, guys. So I'm excited about that, and hopefully that will translate into more views and more growth for the channel. But it will take time, so I'll have to stay consistent. But this whole video is all about mergers and acquisitions within the mining sector, and we're starting to get signs. And I think that it's really important to take note of where we're at in this bull market and kind of figure out how we're going to position ourselves. So this was big news. Gold miner Endeavour Mining in merger talks with Teranga Gold. So 2 fairly big companies. We will take a look at the shares in just 2 seconds, but Endeavour Mining said on Tuesday it is in talks with fellow West African focused gold mining company Teranga Gold over a potential merger as it looks to add heft at a time of soaring gold prices. So Teranga rose 10%, Endeavour fell 0.8%. So Bloomberg had previously reported that Endeavour Mining was exploring a purchase of Teranga, citing people with knowledge of the matter. Earlier this year, Endeavour acquired mining firm Semafo to create the biggest gold producer in Burkina Faso, increasing its focus on the country despite rising insecurity. So I think we're going to see a wave of mergers and acquisitions in the mid to small cap stocks, anywhere from a couple $100 million, less than $100 million, up to potentially $1 billion. So let's take a look and see, how Teranga and Endeavour has traded over the last little while. Ticker symbol EDR on the Toronto Stock Exchange for Endeavour Silver, and it is a $737 million market cap company. So not quite $1 billion just yet. And one thing about Endeavour is they have fairly high AISC, but they have been fairly active when it came to using that uptick in their share price. Now let's look at Teranga Gold. So let's see how big Teranga Gold is. $2.21 billion market cap. So that'll be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out, with Teranga Gold being substantially larger than Endeavour Silver by more than, or roughly 3 times. So we'll definitely be following that. Now we will get into those 3 stocks, which 3 mining stocks that pop in my head that could potentially be takeover targets. They could get bought out, they could have a merger. We'll talk about that in 2 seconds. I just want to go over some quick news about gold from Kitco, along with taking a look at the charts and your market minutes, just because we need to figure out what the heck's been going on Wall Street. So we did see a red day. S&P, NASDAQ, and the Dow all in the red. Dow falls as bears sink clause in value on record surge in cases. So this is just after Monday's news about the cure, Pfizer, Eli Lilly treatment, all that kind of stuff. So the market, I guess the market was a little too forward thinking at the start, and now we're kind of pulling back and we'll get a little bit more cautious. And I do think that we will eventually need some more stimulus to bridge that gap until we in fact get to the whole cure and opening up the economy and all that stuff. It's not just going to be overnight, which is why I'm still bullish on gold. So Dow fell Thursday as value stocks fell further into the red, as fears of further restrictions to curb this record surge will undermine the economic recovery. So every day it's like, back and forth and back and forth. Today gold and silver was pretty steady. Actually, they were in the green. So we saw gold trade right around 1875, and I was happy with that performance. A lot of the experts have been saying, we got to hold 1850 this week. So one more trading day left, and we're at 1874, 1875. So we'll be watching that 1850 level very, very closely. We are above that by about $24-25 per ounce. So we'll see how Friday's trading session goes. If we don't get a massive sell-off, gold could be looking a little bit better technically, at least for the short term. I'll be watching that level very, very closely, guys. Fingers crossed we can get a potential rally on Friday. That would be really nice to see. Let's take a quick look at what Kitco is saying for gold. So gold sees good gains as risk aversion returns. Gold futures prices are up solidly in midday U.S. trading. Safe haven demand is featured late this week as early week stock market rallies are now becoming suspect amid the spike in cases in Europe and U.S. precious metals are seeing some support from a weaker US dollar. So that is exactly what we want to see. I just voted on the Kitco Gold survey. Of course, I voted for higher gold prices. I want to see that. And tomorrow we will get the results for that poll. Gold price ignores significant drop in US weekly jobless claims. So this is just a quick note. Gold prices are holding firm as US labor market continues to see improvement as fewer American workers applied for weekly unemployment benefits. So some positive news, but gold is holding steady. Buy gold price dips with conviction, says Orchid Research. Despite this week's price drop, gold has more room to the upside and will benefit in the aftermath of this whole election uncertainty. Even though gold's positioning is heavily long, we think that it has room to become even longer in the weeks ahead. Judging by our dry powder level analysis, Orchid Research wrote, they said in Seeking Alpha on Wednesday, we think that the aftermath of this whole political event will continue to elicit heightened uncertainty in a context in which additional stimulus measures are needed to fight this whole global illness. So one more bullish opinion on gold. So let's take a quick look at Mindmed, guys. I wanted to take a look at this because, you know, I was once again looking at shares and purchased a few more shares right around $1.18, $1.19. And I was trying to get a little more technical this time, you know, just thinking about a few things. And, you know, this was the picture that I painted when it came to Mindmed. Kind of looks like we're consolidating right here above $1. We've bounced off $1 a couple times and we've consistently been hitting higher lows. I think this space is looking like it's consolidating, and hopefully, you know, it's going to go one way or the other. We're going to be in for a big push to the upside. Fingers crossed, that's what I want. But whenever we see wedges like this, it could also mean a break to the downside. But I've just seen a lot of support around $1. We have moved up past $1. Once again, we're trading at $1.18. So I'm hoping for the best, fingers crossed, and I hope that that catalyst is, you know, the next round of stimulus. But if we take a look at Mindmed, like I said, the charts haven't looked too bad. You know, the volume has backed off a little bit. We're getting an RSI of around 54. So we're not anywhere near where we used to be, around $1.40. So I like, you know, I like what I'm seeing when it comes to the RSI. It's looking fairly neutral, but like I said, I'm waiting for a next catalyst for Mindmed to break out. So that's kind of where I've positioned myself over the last little while. And like I said, did pick up some more shares, so I will post that in our private group. But let's get into those three stocks, those three gold and silver mining stocks that I think could potentially be acquisition targets over the next, you know, 6 to 12 months or more. So the first company that comes to mind is Extra Gold, and this is because, you know, they're one of the only companies in Ghana right now with an actual deposit, and they continue drilling. We've worked with Extra Gold for a while. I've gotten to know their CEO very well, and that's kind of where James seems to be positioning the company for, is, you know, drilling, expanding their resource, and then attracting a great buyer. So that's what, you know, he's talked about many times. I still think that the company is significantly undervalued at just $57 million. They're sitting on almost 1 million ounces of gold in the ground. So there's lots to like about them and a solid cash position. I simply just wanted to talk about their most recent quarter that they put out. Some of the highlights. So total assets increased from 6.8 million December 31st, 2019 to 9.7 million. So they're increasing their cash, liquid securities, and gold inventory with zero debt. They're drilling. They own their own drill rigs. So I think, you know, this company, it's in a very interesting spot right now, because as they continue to drill, continue to expand on that resource, I think that it's, you know, it's probably just going to become more and more attractive. So that's my first pick when it comes to, you know, the three potential companies that could be an acquisition target or a merger target. The next one is Trillium Gold. This is another company, you know, that we've worked with and we will be working with quite a bit. And once again, a small market cap for the amount of land that they own in Red Lake. I think, you know, this company just hasn't gotten enough love, and the stock's actually been declining over the last little while. Currently trading for $1.58, and we did decline from around $1.70 since we started working with them and talking about them. So I think, you know, what it's really going to come down to is more stimulus, you know, maybe some more confidence in the gold market. If we can, in fact, you know, stabilize. Right now, I think gold is going through another consolidation phase after that big drop. So there is uncertainty in the gold markets, which makes companies less, you know, excited about doing a merger, making acquisitions, but I think once we get that next leg up, and especially if the large caps start to perform better, their market caps increase, their share prices increase, then it will be, they'll be much more excited about buying companies with shares, or however, they decide to spend their cash, because they are making tons of cash as well. So that's another one, guys. And for the amount of land, like I said, they own in Red Lake, and we will be probably getting some more news for Trillium over the next couple days. So that'll be really exciting. But around a $40 million market cap, I think that is extremely undervalued. And then the third company we're talking about, and this is a much different company. It's a much larger market cap, but I did a lot of research online, and they were saying how this is an acquisition target for 2020 with a market cap of $1.56 billion. We're going to take a look, because this is the first time we're talking about the company, and that's Wesdome Gold Mines, ticker symbol WDO, traded on the Toronto Stock Exchange, and it is a fairly large cap company. So building Canada's next mid-tier gold producer. And the thing that's interesting about this company is they're a mid-tier gold producer. So sometimes these large cap companies want to acquire already producing companies, as opposed to just explorers land, because that takes time. They got to spend a lot of money, develop the mine. So we got to think about mid cap producing gold stocks as well. So let's take a quick look at their investor presentation. I just want to highlight a couple quick points. Building Canada's next mid-tier gold producer, proven building blocks to increase shareholder value, new high-grade gold discovery in permitted dewatered farming, producing mine, low risk expansion of existing mines, improving mining camps. Assets in top-rated jurisdictions, Ontario and Quebec. $73 million in cash, no debt. Management and directors own 0.7% of the company. So here we go, guys. 2020 guidance. So they produce anywhere from 90,000 to 100,000 ounces of gold. Free cash flow of $37.5 million, and year-to-date 2020 production of 70,000 ounces. Now they do have a relatively higher AISC at about $995 US. I just realized that's in US dollars, so your AISC is not that bad. Around 1,000 US. Sorry guys, I wanted to make that correction. $995 is not too bad for an AISC in Canada, especially. So anyways, guys, when it comes to Wesdome, I wanted to figure out why a lot of these sites we're talking about, why is Wesdome, a potential acquisition target for 2020? And it makes sense. Companies, they want to add production. They want to add immediate production. And especially, this company has the potential to scale production with some of their older mines. So that totally makes sense. I think we're going to see the most interest in the mid to small cap sector. I don't think, we're going to see many huge mergers. The Goldcorp Newmont was probably the biggest merger that we'll see. I could be wrong. But I think, these billion-dollar companies, these mid-cap producers are definitely going to be acquisition targets. And then along with, those exploration companies with proven ounces in the ground, as many companies want to expand their resource. So it's going to be an interesting time. And that's above and beyond how bullish some people still remain on gold. I think gold's going to trade in a range 1,800 potentially to over 2,000, but at least if we stay there, we might not see these crazy gains that we saw when gold went from 1,500 to 2,000, but it leaves the possibility for a lot of these explorers and these mid-cap companies to get acquired, and that would probably turn into really awesome creation when it comes to shareholder value. So anyways, guys, that's just my opinion. I wanted to talk about that topic, and I think it's an interesting time still for gold and silver miners. And let's take a look at a few of the other stocks. So in terms of the green sector, Ignite, Harvest One, and Namaste, three biggest gainers. Sundial, Aurora, and Delta 9, three biggest losers on the day. It's been a bit of a tough time for Delta 9 over the last little while. It's currently trading for 55 cents. Looks like it's leveled out, but so many of these green stocks have just gotten crushed, and oh my gosh, it's a tough environment. ACB's down again. Holy smokes. All right, guys, let's take a look at the dividend stocks. In terms of dividend stocks, we are in fact seeing a red day, of course. Sienna Senior Living, Northwest Healthcare, Extended Care losing quite a lot of their gains, which makes sense. I mean, the market is selling those beat up stocks that rallied on Monday, so that makes sense to me. And then in terms of gold and silver sector, it is a very, very red day. Teranga Gold, African Gold Group, and Lindian Gold, three biggest gainers. Kootenay Silver, Discovery Metals, and Silver Elephant, three biggest losers. Discovery Metals clawing its way back up, but we did see a red day. The stock did pull back. It was one of the biggest gainers, so that was expected. In terms of the tech stocks, we are seeing AEY, Rockwell Medical, and Tencent, 3 biggest gainers. Virgin Galactic, Amazon, Mindmed declining 1 cent. So can we close? Or we already closed. So Mindmed closing down 1 cent. And then in terms of 2020 stocks to watch, our broader 2020 watch list: Moderna, JD.com, and Else Nutrition, 3 biggest gainers. Tilray, Carnival, and Brookfield Asset Management, 3 biggest losers, guys. So that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and always remember, Departures Capital is for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. Don't buy or sell a stock because you heard it on here. Buy or sell a stock because you've done your research, you've done your thorough due diligence, and you're making your own personal investment decisions for yourself. This video is not financial advice. We'll see you guys in our next video.